You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you have been broken, your innocence stolen. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS.
Welcome everyone to Patriot Nightcap. We air every Wednesday, Sunday at 8 Mountain Standard Time. Pretty excited tonight. I have two amazing women on my show, Patriot Missy Palmieri, Patriot Orlando Fernandez. We are going to just sort of dive right in. We all met through the toxic free community. We're enjoying our products, our organic coffee. Missy, you and I go back a couple of years. I was always just very impressed with you and the work that you do with Operation Underground Railroad. And Orlando, you're a former data analyst with Homeland Security, now Spanish interpreter. Is that correct? Did I get that right? Okay, yes. Great. So, you know, we dig in a little deeper over here in the Patriot community, don't we? I mean, it's not just about the toxic free products, which we love. Orlando, I know you were telling me you love the coffee. This month is Awareness Month for Missy. I'll let you take it away. Tell us what is going on this month, and maybe we can start throwing out some statistics, because this is a topic that is near and dear to my heart. And I take it very seriously, and I would like for my audience to take it seriously as well. Missy, can you just sort of enlighten us a little bit as to what you do and tell us what this month is about?
Sure, Tresha, thanks. January is National Human Trafficking Prevention and Awareness Month. So it's a huge month. You're going to see a lot of documentaries come out. You're going to see a lot of events in a lot of different communities and neighborhoods. Human trafficking is modern day slavery by definition. It involves use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain some sort of labor or commercial sex act. Worldwide, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. 80% of documented, and this is documented, of human trafficking from a UN study are for the purposes of sexual exploitation. The United States is listed as the most common destination for these victims worldwide. Human trafficking is in all 50 states, in every neighborhood, and in every community. Most cases, of course, are in California, Texas, and Florida, mostly due to the borders, ports, and access to the interstates. The FBI estimates that more than 100,000 children and teens in the US are victims of sex trafficking. And 60% of these victims have been within the foster care or our child welfare system. I'm a volunteer for Orange County Operation Underground Railroad. That organization exists to rescue children from sex trafficking and sexual exploitation. OUR assists in educating and spreading awareness, and to know the signs of trafficking, and to also give you information on calling to help if you spot trafficking to your local law enforcement or to the National Hotline for Human Trafficking. But it's really about spreading awareness. So there is a really great documentary that's coming out. It's called It's Happening Right Here, because so many people don't realize trafficking, sex trafficking with children, it's happening right here in your community. So Tresha, I don't know if you want to show that snippet.
Yes, let me share my page.
There was one file that was interesting to us that you had, and it's something that we've only seen 3 times before. It was a PDF document.
Which one?
It was a PDF document, and it was many, many pages, and it was talking about the ways in which to show a child love in a sexual way, but doing it safely without hurting them.
New
tonight. Predators targeting social media websites.
A spike in children being targeted.
Human traffickers are turning to popular websites to
The
do
average
their
age, 14, 15, 16 is the age that we're seeing.
They are using this pandemic as
Okay.
They know that these kids are home, they're bored.
In the United States, people comfort themselves by saying, well, that's not me. That's just a very, very...
Okay, so we wanted to show that to bring awareness that it's happening right here. A documentary is coming out and you can just search for it, right, Missy?
Correct. Yes. Just search online. It should pop right up, and you can sign up to get notifications and when it is released. I'll be hosting, or OUR volunteers will be hosting an event January 22nd, tentatively in Huntington Beach at the Bungalow from noon to 3. We will be showing that documentary trailer, and if it comes out, then we'll be showing that as well. Hopefully, we'll see. But it is very prevalent, and people need to be aware of what's going on. And Orlando, you see what goes down on the borders. So I don't know if you want to share a little bit about what you've seen.
Orlando, could you share some of your data? Because what we were talking about earlier, I found to be extremely disturbing. Like, what's the uptick that you saw when you were a data analyst? Like, when did you really see the jump? And I know, and you were with the Homeland Security in San Diego, is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Can you just give us a little overview on that and what you noticed to be alarming?
I think all of it is alarming because we see levels of human trafficking pouring into our countries in levels we've never seen before. I haven't seen before. I've been at that border. I was at that border for the past 4 years. But then the last year was the worst, where we saw the increase of maybe 80% increase in
80%. 80%. 80%. Okay, you really think about this, because this is I'm sorry, but this is in this administration that this is happening. Okay.
It's happening.
So we have to really look at that.
Right.
It's Tim Ballard, right, at Operation Underground Railroad, who said, you know what, when these policies come out and these policy makers, make these laws, the first question they should ask is, how is this going to affect the children? So number one priority are children, right? So Orlando, what did you see happening, and what can you throw out some numbers? I know you said 80%, but like what was happening? Buses coming in? Like, tell me what you saw, sort of like boots on the ground, if you will, as an analyst.
First of all, the lines were huge. We were trying to figure out what was going on with the lines being long continuously through the day, and also realize that there was this buses and means of transportation where they're transporting people to places like Los Angeles, Sacramento, and it's right there in front of everyone. The buses have the city name or state of where they're taking these people, and we see people aboard this buses daily, day in, day out. Some of them go to the airports. I'm not quite sure exactly what happens to them afterwards, because nobody mentions nothing as to what happened to the people that were taken to LA, let's say. So people are disappearing by the millions. We've had so far 3.5 million illegal immigrants coming to our southern border. And it is very alarming that this has been allowed, and it's right in front of everyone for the world to see. People talk about.
Obviously, if there were more tighter security on our borders, we wouldn't have these loopholes, right? I mean, I'm not the professional over there, but just using my common sense here, right?
Right. Well, from the year 2019 and the year 2020. We did see a big increase where people were being searched, questioned, interrogated. But then from 2020, November of 2020, the whole month of December and on up until now, then we started seeing a massive increase of immigrants pouring in daily. same thing, boarding buses, being directed by people waiting for them to arrive, and then transporting them wherever their destinations are.
Are they asked where they want to go, or is it, I mean, are these are children, these are
the thing is that what I have witnessed is men or boys from ages 18 to maybe 25, 26 at most, kind of, wearing like the same mask or the same shoes type of thing, so they can target, who's who. I'm thinking, but the mask kind of got my attention. It's a black.
What do you mean,
mask.
like similar face diapers, wearing the same,
right?
So keeping them uniform looking,
right.
And
yes.
where are the buses mostly coming in, like through San Diego? What port of entry and what countries are they coming from?
It is the people come from various places, mostly North, South, and Central America. But Syria, Haiti, Mexico, China are also pouring into our countries, where at one point we thought there would be no end to it. Like, what is going on? Why is this even being allowed? But it's not. What I want people to understand is they don't come through check to custom enforcement, like when you come into the border and you present your passport and things like that. They come through the INS building, who grants permission. They give them some sort of pass, and they form a line on a separate building, and that's what they go through. It's like they go into the building, out of the building, and into the buses without being vetted.
Yeah. And you left 5 months ago, is that correct?
5-6 months ago.
Okay.
Yes.
So you said, I'm not gonna take that, and I'm leaving, and now you're an interpreter. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you think the numbers have gone up even since you were there 5 months ago? Like, what do you think is happening? Is it worse? Is it same?
It's worsened, because now I work directly with the federal courts, which is immigration courts, as an interpreter. And same situation. It's like I was removed from one spot to another through the grace of God, and now I'm seeing what is happening with the court system, which is federal courts, immigration courts.
Yeah. What do you think that, what can we do to solve any of this? Or is this just a complete overhaul of like a different administration? What's your opinion on that?
I think it's a complete turnaround, because it only takes two people at the highest level in any department to be able to change the whole how do I say it?
Structure.
Like the whole department. So you don't need to change everybody, or we're gonna have to let some people go, bring some new people in. That's not necessary, because those two people on the highest level in that department are making all the decisions for everybody else, because they remove certain restrictions that we had back in 2016, 17, 18, 19, middle of 2020. There were certain restrictions, and they were providing also DNA testing for children, adolescents, things like that. And we no longer have any of that.
Right.
So that's all been cast aside?
Yes. Oh, that's been changed. And that is very worrisome, especially because you're a mother, and you see children the same age as your kids, and you kind of wonder what's happening. And
it's all very disturbing and sickening, and there needs to be a spotlight on this, and people need to pay attention, and just ask yourself that one question, right? Like, what is our priority? If we can't protect and take care of our children worldwide, then what are we here for? What are we doing?
Absolutely. There definitely needs to be more awareness. I think more people need to know what the signs are, and just kind of, and absolutely, and action. So it's really about people being aware and a sense of community and looking out for one another and looking out for
Other
the
children.
other children. Yeah, absolutely.
Missy, when you go to these Operation Underground Railroad events, or when you hold them, I know that you've been like a top organizer in your community. Like, so what comes out of this besides awareness? Like, what do you feel you're contributing when you do this?
So the base really is to have these events to educate people, because it opens a lot of eyes. And we've had a lot of events where you go to houses and they have fundraisers, and you're getting your neighborhood and the people that you know, and maybe your gym community and other people together and saying, hey, this is what's going on, and these are the signs. This is what to look for. And with that information, if you see anything, it's going to see something, say something, reach out to local authorities, reach out, and also contact, national human trafficking hotline as well. But it's about just noticing, hey, all these kids are not homeless. Some of these kids that are showing up with, new watches, new bags or whatever, just, hey, where'd you get that? It's you start seeing there's a grooming process. Your kids are more secretive online, because a lot of these predators are online. I mean, it's just
the online,
so much out there.
I find most terrifying.
Yeah, it is horrifying. So it's really about awareness, and a lot of people can go to OURrescue.org and they can sign up to be a volunteer, or they can find a local event by them, or they can take a short educational class on human trafficking. There's a ton of documentaries on there to watch, or you can help donate money to help fund these extractions, because OUR works with local law enforcement here in the States and overseas, and they do these extractions to help save these kids. There's also these canine units that help assist with these operations. Well, these canines, they usually don't have a lot of the CSAM that they'll find like hidden in walls, or without these dogs, they wouldn't have that evidence in order to put these pedophiles behind bars. So these canines are very important. So it's really about awareness and working together to help end human trafficking, and especially child sex trafficking.
Do you think we're ever going to see the release of the Sound of Freedom? That's a question for Nino.
Oh yeah,
Nino,
yeah,
I'm calling you out, and your buddy Jim.
Yeah, we always get that question, and honestly, we don't know.
When are we going to see this film?
It was supposed to come out in 2019, and they were saying, God willing, the end of the quarter 2021, and that came and went. So all we have to do is just pray that this movie is released, because it's going to open a lot of eyes.
Well, you know what? I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully Nino can give me some information on that. But ladies, I honor your work, Missy. I've always just been so in awe, because you're very proactive. And Erlonda, thank you for offering, some of those numbers and coming on. And, we're all a part of this Patriot community, and it's a sacred sanctuary, I like to say, where we've formed friendships, and, not only have we gone toxic free, but I just kind of want everyone to know that, like, there's serious behind the scenes work going on over here, so it's been an incredible ride, and I like to spotlight members of our community. And this is, like I said, a topic that's near and dear to my heart. And so to bring awareness this month, if I can do my part, everyone do your part, and hold the line.
Yes.
And
that's right.
Let's take care of our kids. Let's take care of our kids.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. God bless. Talk to you all soon.
God bless. Have a good night.
Thank you.